This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back in a car again. Hear all that noise? Yeah, it's raining. Yeah, they put us on a flood advisory. It's coming down pretty good. But I wanted to get the car out. You know why? Yeah, it cleans off all the salt off the car. Yeah. So I'm headed to my favorite place, as you know. And got some more information for you. Now, the last video I did, I told you that I went in to see the urologist. She didn't think it was any real big deal, and that I was to do another CT scan, and then also fill up a container full of urine for a whole day. Yeah, that thing looks like a container you use to put spare gas in. It's pretty big. So anyway, so I'm going to do that in about a month. Give her the urine sample in about a month, and then I scheduled that CT scan for February 12th, Wednesday, February 12th in the morning. Now they gave me some instructions about it. They said you got to drink 2 cups of water 1 hour before going in for the scan, and then when you're there, they're going to ask you to drink another cup of water just before they do the scan. They're also going to inject me with something. I think they're going to do the same thing that they did when I had this 30-something years ago. Yeah, because they asked me about whether I was allergic to iodine and all that kind of stuff. So, an interesting story. I've told this story before. Maybe you haven't heard it, but when I went in for the kidney stone issue I had 30-something years ago, it was just before my daughter was born, a month before my daughter was born, and they asked me if I had any allergic issues with iodine. Okay, and at that time I mentioned that at times, you know, if I have too much shrimp and things like that, it kind of puffs up your lips and things. Yeah, have you had this before? You get a little bit of an allergic reaction to like shrimp. I haven't had that in a long time, but I mentioned that to the doctor and the nurse that was there, the male nurse, and the doctor says, give him the iodine injection. And so the nurse says to her, well, if he dies, that's on you. Says that right in front of the patient, me. Can you believe that? I'm thinking, dies? What are you talking about? You know. So yeah, the doctor took him aside, had a nice long talk with him. You don't say stuff like that in front of the patient. You give it to him and then he dies. Then you talk about it. No. No, that was really insensitive of him to say that, especially with me there. I mean, he was going to say that to the doctor. That's one thing privately, but not in front of the patient, right? So I didn't say anything this time because I haven't had this problem in a long, long time. And it's infrequent, you know, when that happens. So it sounds like they're going to do a similar thing to me like they did before, where they will inject me in some type of iodine solution and they're going to trace it. Now, let me tell you how much this exam is going to cost, okay? Because the guy first, when I talked to him on the phone, set up the appointment, he, you know, he's asking me these questions, telling me you got to drink the water and everything. He says, let me check insurance first before I give you the appointment time. He says, okay, your insurance is approved. So then he emails me it. You know what the estimate of how much this is going to cost is? $5,730. $5,730. I always wonder, okay, maybe that's what they would charge me if I didn't have insurance. I don't think an insurance company will pay that. They probably have some type of discounted rate for an insurance company. I have no idea. I'm just guessing, but that's what I'm thinking. I mean, $5,730 for a CT scan. Now, they did the first one, is obviously not the same kind as what they're going to give me this time. The first one, just like, you know, I was in and out of there 2 seconds, okay? I don't know how long this one's going to take. But they didn't inject me with anything. They just lay there and they do the thing. So I don't know what they're going to do on this particular one. It's a more in-depth scan. Now, when I was at the doctor's office yesterday, the doctor did show me what the scan looks like. It's actually really cool, okay? And I talked to, I got to get past this truck, or let this truck go in front of me. You know, when you're next to a truck, their wheels, when it's raining, it just sprays you with water all over. You can't see out of your windshield. I'm just going to let him go forward. Let him get out of my way. There you go. All right, so when I was at the doctor's office yesterday, the doctor showed me the scan. Now, I talked to my friend Stacy, who also is an X-ray technician. He does CT scans as well. He says the machine, you know, basically moves. Okay, you just lay there, the machine moves, and it takes a series of still images. He says if you look at the images by themselves, they look like they're blurred. Okay, it's just like if you were taking a photograph at a slow shutter speed, it would look like it's blurred. Okay. But when you look at it on the computer and you move it around, you could actually see the imaging pretty sharp and clean and clear. So when she was doing it for me, I go, wow, this is really, really cool. I mean, the image is really good. I mean, I understand why the CT scan is such a big deal compared to standard X-ray. X-ray is just one thing. The CT scan sees it in like 3 dimensions almost, because it's shooting multiple shots in different angles. So yeah, I can see why it's expensive, but man, $5,730? Yeah, it's a lot of money. And I mentioned to Stacy too, I says, you know, I'll only go in if they ask me for a second CT scan. And he says they're pretty expensive. Now I understand why they're expensive, because of the technology, but man, that's a lot of money. Yeah, you don't want to pay that out of pocket. So, all right. So anyways, I just wanted to let you know that's what these things cost. It's ridiculous. I can't recall exactly what my knee replacement cost and all the medical procedures I had because of it. I think it was close to like $70,000. Something like that. It was really ridiculous, I know that. But you know, I had been in with the doctor for the procedure, and then 2 manipulations under anesthesia procedures too. Plus, they did radiation on my knee. Yeah, it took me almost 2 years to get over it. Now, I mentioned that my friend, his wife, and she's also my friend too. I mean, I've known her since high school days. Okay. And they were high school sweethearts. Got married. Well, she had her first knee replacement done, and she did pretty good. Then she had a second knee replacement done recently, and I asked him how's she doing. He goes, even better than the first time. She had it done just a couple of weeks ago. She's already walking around without a cane. I'm shocked. And he says it's bending and flex, and the extension and flexion is really good. Some people are really lucky. I'm glad for her. You know, she has 2 knee replacements done, and she's already walking without the cane after a couple of weeks. That's amazing. I'm lucky I get 2 years. Some people not so lucky, right? Yeah, I had a lot of issues. So, yeah, you never know what's going to happen when you have procedures. It could go well or go terrible. I mean, I was scheduled to do a second knee replacement 3 months later. I'm glad I didn't do it. My knee is perfectly fine, the right knee. I've never had an issue since. So maybe it was a way to keep me from having to do a second knee replacement. Yeah, doctor asked me, says, hey, are you going to do a second knee replacement in 3 months? I go, no way, man. Not after what's going on with this first knee. I'm never going back there if I can avoid it. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I mean, I've got hip issues, I know now. I'm not going to go in for that, not unless I absolutely have no option. So, yeah, terrible. Oh, well, anyway, I just wanted to at least report to you guys, give you the final report of where this is headed. So, you know, we're not going to always be talking about my health issues, but it's a big thing right now for me, so that's what I'm telling you. And you know, maybe one day you have to go through it yourself. At least you know what you know to expect, right? So, but you know, the thing is, you know, that 0.8 centimeter thing that they thought was another kidney stone. Like I said, she says it's like a cluster of a whole bunch of small little ones, probably just sitting there. She says it's not a kidney stone because it wasn't dark enough. the stone is pretty hard. She says this is so faint looking that she says it, to her it's just a bunch of little ones just hanging around. So she says you're probably clearing it through, but this is why we're doing the CT scan to double check it, see what it looks like a little later. So I scheduled this for like basically around 2 weeks after I've seen her, so that we have a little bit of time, let the things clear through, right? And then a month from now, like I said, I'll give her that 1 day's worth of urine, and then they'll check that one out too. So, all right, I'm already here where I'm supposed to be. So I will talk to you guys next time. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Welcome to the new people who have subscribed to the channel, or at least just looking at the channel. Yeah, don't just look, hit the subscribe. I need that help. All right, I'll talk to you guys next time.